Hello, Leo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a Two of Pentacles to begin, a lot of change happening, a lot of fluctuation. To me, it kind of feels like what was dark is now being brought to light. What was hidden is now being revealed. The things in your life that may feel like they need improvement are getting improvement, right? This is a lot of things being lifted up, raised up. To me, it feels like there's an energy shift going on. Yeah, and I think it's something that you're used to. We see the snake here that's intertwining these two. I feel like you've been in maybe a period of rest, a period of preparation, and it maybe even has felt like a period of darkness a little bit. I feel like that's starting to come around the other side. I feel like it didn't really deter you from your goal, from your will, because you have the certainty that things, of course, were flowing back around the other way, that the pendulum will keep swinging, right? So I feel a real confidence in you, even when things were not as prosperous as you would like them to be. You never lost faith. You never gave up, right? Let's put this card into some context. Let's see what's going on. I feel like you're kind of, the master of change. You know, I feel like you really do, you understand the ebb and flow. You understand the pendulum swinging, and you know how to take advantage of each kind of, each side of things. When things are slower, darker, maybe in the winter months, you know how to take advantage of that time. Yeah. And then when summertime or whatever, when it swings back the other way, you know how to take advantage of all of that, like surge of activity and creativity. Yeah. Let's see what else we've got going on here. See the Six of Swords. That's like a strategy. This is a clear mind and a pure heart that are harmonized, that are certain of what's going on. So to me, there's no doubt in your mind. This is all, it's like you're kind of telling everybody, don't worry, this is all part of the plan. Yeah. I like it. I like it very much. We see an Eight of Wands. We see a Knight of Wands. Queen of Pentacles, though. Very good. You are wanting this to hurry. You have this creative force that's just like it's building up inside of you, right? But we've got that Queen of Pentacles up top that says, not yet. Not yet, right? Kind of keeping things contained, even though we're chomping at the bit. We're rattling the gate here. We're ready to go. Yeah. Let's see what else we've got. Good cards already today. Four of Swords, okay. Three of Swords. Maybe I spoke too soon. No, Princess of Pentacles. Very good cards. Six of Pentacles. And, we even have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, this is really about a huge shift in perspective, a huge shift in energy. The Queen of Pentacles is looking at the past, consolidating, learning from past experiences. This is in the period of quiet, the period of darkness, in the winter months. Maybe literally speaking, but metaphorically speaking, right? The winter months, the quiet period, the dark times. This is the time of reflection, right? This is the time of recapitulation. This is the time of distilling all of our experience from the past into a functioning wisdom that we then take to the future. See, the Queen and the Knight of Pentacles are the exact complements of each other. One, the Queen is looking that way to the past. The Knight, this one, is looking that way to the future. So you have both of these, and I think right now is the period that we're switching over, right? Because we have that Two of Pentacles. We're changing from this to this. And the biggest obstacle for you, I think, is to get out of this, the mind, right? To get out of this, to be able to switch your own energy from the internal thoughtfulness, memories, right? Reflections on the past. Switch that energy over to the fire, right? Switch that energy over. It's like we're redirecting a circuit or something, and we're switching over to this fire energy, especially with the Knight. The Knight of Pentacles is the cardinal earth energy. It's fire of earth, right? It's that energy that's ready to move mountains. This is the period of preparation. This is action and execution. All right. So to me, it feels like this is the turning point. This is the big shift, an amazing shift, really. We have a lot of good earth energy cards on the path of the serpent as well. Let's select the mystery card. Let's not forget about the mystery card. It does tie everything together. It does give us the confirmation that we need in any of our readings. We're going to put this card right over here. We're going to put Kevin, a.k.a. Mr. Bates, right there on top of that card. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will, tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need. If at any point during this tarot card reading you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. All right, what do we notice so far? No major arcana. How does that happen? Well, I think in your case, you're already tuned in. We don't need any specific emphasis on the spiritual energy. With the major arcana, to me, the major arcana feels like those huge, really powerful spiritual forces that you need to pay attention to, right? And I think the reason we don't have any now is because there's nothing that really stands out as something that you need to focus on, because you're already focused, So I say that the spirit is here. Spirit source is here. It's the table itself. It is supporting your activities. It's the glue that's holding all of this together. You're already tuned in, right? And so remember that. Keep that in mind, because there's nothing that really is standing out as like a weak point, something you need to focus on, right? This is very good energy. So we don't have any of the major arcana. Again, I think spirit is here. Spirit is present. It's the table itself. Yeah, we've got fire, and we've got a little bit of fire in this card too. Let's not forget that. We've got. We don't have any water except what's in the Queen. See, the Queen is the water of earth, and the Knight is the fire of earth, water and fire. Switching from yin to yang, right? The two different components of our energies, the two sides of the coin of that Two of Pentacles, yeah. So we don't have any other water energies, okay? Because I think it's really all concentrated here in the Queen. We have some air. There's an emphasis on the air. And of course, there's an emphasis on the earth energies. A lot of earth energies. Because I feel like we're in that mode now where we're ready to start taking this fire that we've been maybe consolidating. Maybe we've been building up our energy, building up our stamina. We've been working out, Our plans, our ideas, our creativity has all been coming together. Now it's time to execute. Now that fire, we've got to take it to earth, and we have to manifest it. It's time for action. The only thing that's kind of in the way is a little bit of this air energy, which I think there's always a risk when we're in this kind of period of quiet, this period of reflection. There's a tendency to kind of get stuck there a little bit, because we really start having a lot of memories. And now I don't know if you've been doing more like meditation lately, or even more physical activity. These kinds of things, even meditation puts kind of a weird stress on the body, right? Usually because you have to sit still and you're meditating. Or through, physical activity, which of course is, stress on the body. That has a tendency to release a lot of memories, a lot of emotions, a lot of things kind of come up, and it is easy to get immersed in that. And I think that's very valuable work. The problem we see with the Three of Swords really is that you might kind of get lost in this, or this might be a hindrance to the execution of your plans. The Three of Swords is always about the power of the mind. What you think about, you will attract. If we're stuck in the past thinking of all the times it didn't work out, that's what we're going to attract. We're going to be building more memories of things not working out. So we have to be ready to make that switch from kind of being in the past to now flipping the switch, activating the future. And it might really all hinge upon the 4 and the 3. Be mindful of what you're thinking about and learn how to use your thoughts to manifest. Right? Get control over what we're thinking about, what we're visualizing, especially when you're not really paying attention. When you catch yourself daydreaming, what were you thinking about? Yeah, because that's what we're manifesting. So we need to really keep our eyes, keep our thoughts on what we're building here. But this is really, really nice. Okay, so the 2 of Pentacles, like I said, this is a switch. This is going from off to on. This is going from internal to external. And I really feel with this card that you've got a lot of experience with this. You know, that you're kind of the master of change. You know how to use these different periods, different seasons, both literally in terms of, you know, the natural seasons of the earth, but also your own internal seasons. I think you go through phases of a little bit more hermit mode, a little bit more introspection and reflection. And that alternates with periods of intense activity, right? Intense, fire energy and external focus and getting things done and building. And it's the summertime, right? So I think you have these seasons, and I think you're rather used to them. Yeah. Also, what's going on with the mouth? It's either a tooth problem or you bit your tongue or something. I feel like that's recent. I feel like you've got something with. I feel like it's the tongue. I feel like you bit your tongue or you cut it on something. Yeah. I don't know what that's about. It could literally be we're chomping at the bit, right? And it's time now to switch over into this kind of active mode. Otherwise, a lot of this creative energy, this vitality, this confidence, this ambition, this 8 of Wands underneath the surface, it's building up. And this is going to eventually, you're going to stub your toe. You're going to bite your tongue. You're going to, in some ways, this energy becomes kind of nervous energy. And it might even be like knocking stuff over, losing your balance, just things in the physical realm. It's like your unconscious body wants to do things, wants to take the material world and build something with it. But since consciously we're still in this Queen of Pentacles phase, this fiery kind of energy comes out in kind of disruptive ways, right? We make little mistakes. We fumble things. We trip over our own feet. You know, we run into walls or something. We lose our balance. Now, if any of these things are going on, maybe see a doctor, of course. But I think that it's symbolic, as far as the energy goes, of you really being ready. Your body's telling you, your mind, your heart, I think you're ready to make this big shift. And I really think like your jaw's going to drop when you see how successful you're going to be. That it's almost as if you've been collecting this creative energy, this vital spiritual energy, collecting it and collecting it and collecting it, trying to wait until the very last moment to unleash it, right? Trying to save up as much as you can before you execute this plan. And I think that's why now you've gotten to the absolute limit. You can't contain anymore. It's starting to leak out of you, right? So now is like, this is the maximum capacity. You're overfull of this creative energy. And now it's time to move forward with your plans. Make that switch into your active energy. Yeah. And I switched those. I don't want to switch those. This is how they were. The 6 of Swords to me is saying that you do have a plan. You have a very kind of solid blueprint about what you're doing, what you want to do, how to get there. This is the map. This is the blueprint. All right. And you've been working a long time on this. I think this whole period of quiet, of stillness, the wintry period, right? I think you've been refining this plan. And now it's perfect. Now you don't tinker with it. We keep tinkering with it, and eventually some of this fiery energy is going to get in there. You know, when you're working on something, I don't know if you're writing something or you're building something, it's maybe you're painting something or drawing something. There's a point at which all of your revisions stop improving it, and they actually start making it worse. You know what I'm talking about? And that's when this fiery creative energy really just starts kind of leaking out, and it's no longer a process of improving something, making it better, positive, productive, constructive revisions. There's a point where our tinkering starts to really make the thing worse, whatever it is. You know, it's like you're sculpting something. There's a point, you're trying to perfect it. There's a point at which you've just taken off too much. There's no recovering from it. And the more you do, the worse it's going to get, right? I think we all kind of know that feeling in different areas of our lives. So I think that the Four of Swords is here to say, stop. Stop tinkering with this plan. And also, you know, with the Three of Swords, let's pull ourselves out of this retrospective energy. And let's start looking at the future. Yeah. So the Four of Swords kind of stop. It's a stop sign, really, right? A mental stop sign. Give yourself a break. You've done enough. This is perfect the way it is. Yeah. Of course, we've got the Knight of Wands in the back position here. It could be that there's maybe an older Aries person in your life. Could be a father figure. I'm kind of getting a fatherly energy that is, I think they've passed. I think you have a father or a grandfather. Could be a more distant ancestor, but it's a very strong kind of masculine type of energy. Very inspirational to you. Very inspirational too. And I almost wonder if you've recently written them a letter or something, or you wrote about them recently. Maybe, I don't know if it was like a letter to them, you know, in spirit, or if it was in your journal or diary that you wrote about that person. Yeah, but I feel like you were just thinking about them, writing about them fairly recently. Okay. The month of November is very important to you. And I don't know why. Anniversary, birthday over here. Something with November. Yeah. Anyway, the Knight of Wands, not only, I'm feeling that older kind of masculine ancestor energy, but this is also your ability to control this creative impulse, right? This is some of that energy that just wants to get carried away with things. Right, that has this plan, doesn't have the self-control to regulate this energy. To say, rather than spending it all now, I'm going to save it up. I'm going to save my money, save my creative energy until the exact right moment. And how do you know the right moment? Well, I think when your energy starts leaking out a little bit, it says, okay, I can't fill this, balloon up any further. Any further, the balloon's going to pop, you know. So you've got that self-control. This is the card that doesn't really, but you create that control for yourself. And that's why I say you're the master of this kind of change. You know that despite your desire, this enthusiasm, this ambition, this just zest for your work, for your plan. I don't know if this is career or creative. I don't know what you're doing. Instead of just letting it loose, letting it free as it will, you know how to contain it and let it accumulate, right? And this could be applying to money and finances, energy, resources, all of these things. Yeah, it's a very good skill to have. We also see the Queen of Pentacles, which we talked about that. This is the card that's always looking at the past, learning from the past, trying to recapitulate the experience of the last, I don't know what your cycles are, yearly cycles maybe, right? Maybe longer than that, maybe shorter than that. But recapitulating, it's this retrospective. It's trying to distill the past into these kernels of wisdom that you can then take with you into the future. Now, the worry with this card, and we're moving into the Three of Swords now, is that we start to assume that just because everything happened a certain way last time, that it's going to happen that exact same way next time, good or bad, right? Good or bad. Sometimes the Three of Swords is saying things didn't really work that well last time. They're not going to work well this time either. And so sometimes we take this Queen of Pentacles and we want to just completely, exactly overlay it onto the future. Well, it doesn't work that way. It's not, we can't just mirror this into the future. What we do is take those kernels of wisdom and apply it to the future, knowing that these are just like chunks of data that we've refined into a kind of functional knowledge, a working theory. Here's the cat. Cat's been showing up in the Leo readings quite often lately. Where did she go? She's down under my feet. Well, she'll come up and say hi for just a minute here. But with the Queen of Pentacles, we don't want to just assume that the future will be exactly like the past. That's not really like distilling the wisdom, right? That's not really trying to accumulate a kind of functional working knowledge of things. And that's the problem with this card, is that we might, especially with, let's say, failures or those negative experiences, assume that this is going to be exactly like last time. Well, it's not. You're different. The world's different. The universe is different. Right? We're different in every moment. So I think you've got a handle on this. I don't think I need to dwell on this energy because you've got that. You understand that process. Yeah. Now we're going to move to the path of the serpent. And as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. And it really does help out the channel, and I really do appreciate that. So, Three of Swords here in the general energy position. You understand not only what we were talking about with the Queen of Pentacles, you understand how to apply the wisdom that the Queen is accumulating by thinking about, by debriefing, right? All the experience from the past. You understand how to use that as one component of how you create your future. Yeah. Behind every great knight is a Queen of Pentacles, right? All that wisdom, all just the recap of the past, all the wisdom, everything that we've learned from the past. Now we've got it here, and we're able to apply it to the future in a way that is insightful and it's not just a mirror image, right? We don't just have another queen and now she's facing the other way, right? It's not like that. So we understand that. We also understand the power of the mental energy. What you visualize, what you imagine is what you're attracting. Okay? And so this card is here in your general energy for a reason. Maybe you need to remind yourself of that. I don't know if you've been having some doubts or some conflicting thoughts or visualizations, right? Or daydreams about kind of how things could go wrong, right? But that's also a good exercise, but don't stop there. Sure, we can visualize how things could go wrong, but let's take it a step further and visualize us fixing it and things becoming extraordinary, right? Let's continue on with that train of thought. Yeah. Otherwise, we're just attracting things not working out. We've got no playbook for how to deal with those things. Okay? Very important. And now we get to the good stuff. Now we get to the Princess of Pentacles. Everything that you're doing here, it's because of these two energies. And, well, maybe we should start with the Knight. Maybe we'll go top down. The Knight here is the vision of the future. This is how you apply every force and faculty of your being. All of your nature and your powers. You're applying this to your future, and you have a vision of the future. This is the card that's got the vision. You know what you're creating. You know that everything you do now in this moment is creating your future self. Every thought, word, and deed right now is creating who you are, who you will be, where you will be, and what you will be doing. Yeah. So these two cards together, I mean, this is it. Well, they were kind of back to back. This is it. This is what it's all about. The past and then the future. And where we exist is right in between. See right there. Right in between those two cards. And this is that moment where we have to understand that everything from the past is still flowing through us, and it's creating the future. And so every decision we make right now, especially in this moment, because this, I think, is the moment where you switch. You make that switch into active application of your wisdom. This says this is everything, right? This is everything. And so the Knight has the vision, knows what kind of future we're creating, knows who we want to be, where we want to be, and what we want to be doing tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, whatever your timeline is. So it's with those two energies that we're then able to create the success, right? The cooperation, the alignment of all of your forces, faculties, all of your resources coming together. This is everybody at the table, right? And what we're producing is infinite. The Princess of Pentacles, I say this once in a while, the Princess of Pentacles seems like just a, whatever, right? Kind of a underestimated card. This card contains every other tarot card in the pack. Everything. This is everything, right? Manifested. We see these two cards together. You know, it's kind of a mom and a dad, right? They function together as one unit. And it produces limitless manifestation. Limitless. This is the Universe card, because the Universe card, or the World card, also contains every other card of the tarot pack. It's the last card, right? But it kind of symbolizes, well, technically this is the last card. But it symbolizes everything in potential, infinite possibilities, but as yet unmanifest. This is infinite potential manifest. See, this is everything. Maybe the universe of the world is nothing. This is everything. You're producing and it's in the position of your environment too. How crazy is that? You're getting everything that you want, and it really is through the harmony, the alignment of your energy, your ability to have mastered and harmonized yourself with the changes, mostly with the changes, well, with the Two of Pentacles, there's a lot of changes in the environment. I think you're taking cues from the world around you. It's like someone who's an investor in stocks or something. You can read the market. You can notice the subtle changes going on around you, and you can react accordingly. Right. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm the last person to ask for money advice. But as far as the energy goes, you're able to see those subtle changes. And so you're able to react accordingly. You're in harmony with it. You're in harmony with change. Right? You're in harmony with creation. And that's why I say you're kind of the master of this, because you know how to adjust your own energy to stay in harmony with, the universe. Yeah. And that's symbolized by this card. This is being in harmony with the process of change. And that allows you to really have everything you want. Let's look at the mystery card now. I want the mystery card either to be the world, the universe, maybe be the strength card, your power card, or maybe some water energy. Maybe it's time to really bring in some good joy, good emotions. And the reason why I don't think we have any cups cards here is because all that water is contained in here. That your joy, your exuberance, right, is not just kind of leaking out too. You're really trying to keep this contained, because sometimes our joy, our pleasure, our excitement is going to just fuel the Knight of Wands, and we're just going to be like, I can't wait any longer. I've got to have this thing now. I've got to enjoy this now because it's going to feel too good. It's kind of a delayed gratification, right? That we've consolidated all our water energy into the Queen of Pentacles, whose attitude is kind of like, not yet. It's not time yet. I think now it is that time. So we'll see what we have here. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. A Four of Pentacles. Interesting. My first thought is that we're attached. We're kind of, well, like I said at the beginning, if you've been meditating more lately, this is the stress that it kind of puts on your body of just being still and being in our hearts and minds about something, being still physically. And like I said at the beginning, that kind of, that creates a stress on the body. It's time now to take this four, which is a stable, stillness, let's say this is you meditating, right? It's time to get up. Yeah. Your meditation session is over. This retrospective is over. It's time to move forward, think about the future, and act. It's time to get up from your asana, your posture, where you've been holding yourself, maybe literally, but in this this winter period, it's time to get going. Yeah, I think this is a good confirmation. We're going to do an extended reading as well if you want to stick around. Click on the link up here in the corner, or there is one down in the video description. New readings for Leo every Tuesday and Saturday. But I'm here every day. You can come back, see me again tomorrow. Okay, I'll be here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Does not cost you anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.